You can get the girl out of the police department, but you can't get the police out of the girl, just like you can get the man out of the FBI, but you can never, ever, ever get the FBI out of the man. And I want to share a little story with you just to illustrate my point. A few years ago, we were hosting a wedding at our previous farm. We had a magnificent, renovated century bank barn that we transformed into an incredible place of worship, really, in which we hosted this wedding. And there was a wedding photographer that came to the farm and parked his vehicle in the driveway that we were trying to keep clear so that in an emergency vehicles could go in and out, and plus it was right in front of our farmhouse. I approached this man and I say, we don't want any vehicles on the driveway. Can you please move your vehicle? This man apparently didn't know that I was actually the hostess. So he dismissively turns to me and says, the car is fine where it is, and proceeded to walk away. In this moment, he was not just disrespecting me, he was disrespecting my uniform. And I made absolutely clear that he was to move that vehicle now, which he did. Of course, the intensity in which I came at him, and I came at him disproportionately to the offense. And of course, I also wasn't wearing a uniform, so he wasn't really disrespecting my uniform, but that's what got triggered in me. If I tell you to move your vehicle, you will move your vehicle. I was ready to pull my gun on him. I carried a Walther P5, which is a really neat little handgun. If I remember correctly, it came with a 6-bullet, what do you call it, cartridge? I don't know how to call it in English. And then, of course, if you wanted to cheat, you could just put one in the chamber already, take out your, whatever, magazine. We call it a magazine. Whatever, cartridge. My son has them for his Nerf guns. And then you can pop an extra bullet in there. Boom. I always had an affinity for shooting. That's why I still shoot on a daily basis, really. And I was in the top of my class on the shooting range. And shooting with a camera, especially handheld, and shooting a gun are very similar. You have to hold it pretty still. So you have to make sure that you are well grounded. You can't overstretch because then you can't, but you can't keep it too close to your face either, especially with the Walther P5, because that thing, whatever you call it, shoots back with enough force to take out an eye. If you're stupid enough to do it like they do it in the movies, it can take out your eye. So you want to be nicely grounded, centered, slight bend, not too much, no overstretching. Aim. There's 2 little thingies here and then 1 little thingy on your barrel. Make sure they line up. Take a breath. A little breath, not like a little breath. Hold. And then you not pull the trigger, because if you pull the trigger, you pull your whole flipping gun up and you miss your target. So you don't pull a trigger, you gently press the trigger while you hold your breath in that moment. Because if you breathe, you move, right? And you only take a shot when you know you will hit your target. Man, where are you? There are you. James, just so that I can teach by example, I'm really sorry that I was so hard on you about that dental floss story. Because you told that story with a concerning amount of glee. But of course, I recognize the poetic justice in the situation, also known as karma is a bitch, but only if you are. Karma can actually be really, really sweet. But of course, you have to be sweet first. I'm still working on that part.